Fair dues. I hope he does. I mean, Obama tried it. He said, I think everybody should vote to stay in Europe and everywhere. We're not telling people what to do, you fucking yank fuck. That's just what we're like. It's great being British. Is he foreign? Yeah. Fair dues. Fuck him.
Ooh, we're a bit live.
Hey!
We'll just make sure someone can fucking hear us.
Yeah, I just heard it on my feed, so...
I can say fucking shit and everything, because there's no...
Whoa, hang on.
All right, let's roll the intro. And we are live. Welcome to the new Ohm Show, episode 2. Oh, what a show we've got for you tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for your support last week. It was heartwarming to see all the same smiley faces and a few new ones as well.
Newbies.
Lots of new faces as well. So, thanks for tuning in. I am back again, this guy, but also I've got John again. He's going to be here every week. We've got regular panelist Brad from Phobic Mods and the Ideal Ohm Show.
Hello, señorita.
Where's Brad on mine? He's sort of...
you're right, yeah.
That's right. Is that right?
Down,
is that right?
Diagonal.
Yeah, that's where I meant.
Yeah, and that voice you just heard, that is Ric RIAD, formerly of YouTube fame, now business tycoon in the vape world.
I wouldn't say tycoon. I would more just like I don't know. Compare me to Trump. I think.
Yeah.
I'm a
What? Overweight and balding.
Yes, and got a wig.
Owner of 3 shops, inventor of
3.
You got 3?
4. 4.
Well, I haven't spoken to you.
No, I'm only joking. Only 3.
3 shops, inventor of the Alpha. Was it called the Alpha? The tool.
Alpha. Don't pretend you don't know, Richard.
I forgot. Yeah, it was called the Alpha.
The Alpha 3. The Alpha 3. Because it's a 3-in-1, and then some Chinese cunt made a 4-in-1.
Oh.
Beat me.
Yeah,
I haven't even got one. I gave my last one away.
Do you want one? It was a play on 13.
Yeah? No, they're useless.
I haven't got one.
So they, inventor of this, the Alpha tool, which did very well. It's old news now, but we will look back at that at some point in the show. So we've got Riyadh with us as well. Let's crack on. Hi to everyone in chat. It's getting busy in chat already. Don't forget, if you're in chat and you don't want to miss notes, get on the top right hand side and press the live chat thing. Switch from highlights to live chat. That way you don't miss what's cracking off. Sorry, cough straight down the mic there. So yeah, in chat we've got Richard Rushton, Tony P, TVP is watching as well, Andy Harris, Gareth Martin, Bob Clark, Lassie, Scotty Bogfoot, Andy Fairchild, all the usuals in as well. So let's crack on. Let's crack on. Brad.
Hello, darling.
Welcome to the new Ohm Show.
Why, thank you.
It's totally different, isn't it?
But I have worked out why we have a completely new show.
Don't say it now.
No, I have to tell everyone. It dawned on me as you did the intro.
Okay.
You're so far north that you can't count above 200, so you had to hit reset.
Yeah,
so you can
it's like the Millennium Bug.
Yeah,
it's like the Millennium Bug.
Exactly.
I'm lost, completely lost with that.
You should have
The
done that.
Millennium hasn't arrived in Scotland yet.
Oh, yeah.
Brad, what are you drinking? What are you vaping?
I am drinking, thanks for the church bells there, Quench Quake. Because last time I was on a show with Riyadh, I was given shit for using cheap beer and had to tear the sleeves off of my shirt. Thought, that's not happening tonight. So I went out and bought some posh beer. And I am vaping my EVL, which I got from the 2 Johns.
Hey!
And in there is some 30 milligram Cactus Jackie.
Nice.
Salts, I take it.
Salts,
Yeah.
yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, can you imagine not salts?
I don't know. They used to be 36, didn't you?
36. Yeah. Weak shit.
Yeah, no, look, I've only got 3 chest hairs. That might actually make me go bald. Ria, darling, I'm going to throw it back at you. What you vaping and what you drinking, mate?
Do we not do like food? Oh no, this is the new revised. Just put it on Richard's channel to get more views, sort of thing. It worked. I saw last week's numbers.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked for 1 week. And he invited me on. Unlucky. Signet with that Inikini thing, whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called. With Jack Black Jack. I think 3 years I've been on that, something like that. And then I've got the Aspire Mullis.
Ooh,
which is
it's the talk of the group. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, they're very nice. I mean, when were the pictures released for this? About a month, 2 months ago or something?
Yeah,
something like that, yeah.
I've been keen to get my hands on it since then. Very, very good.
Plastic fantastic?
No, it's aluminium.
So no.
Aluminium, and the panel's got a weird sort of texture to it. It almost feels
So what I mean is, does it feel like...
No, it's solid.
That's what I wanted to know. That's what I wanted to know.
But yeah, no, very nice. I'm yet to get a 4mm pod for it, but our wholesaler will have them in soonish. But no, very, very nice. I tried all the coils on them.
Yeah,
so you
get 4. That's crazy.
You get 4 with it. So you get a Tygon 0.6, I think. It might be 0.8. You get the Tygon 1.2, which is mental sub-ohming at 12 watts. Not sub-ohming, but direct to lung in at 12 watts. And then I just got the Nautilus 0.7 in there now at 15 watts. Just tightened right down to as tight as it will go. And on that, I've got, what is it? Pecanilla, which is the large salts. Very nice, almost like a pecan tobacco.
It's a TPD thing, so 2mm capacity?
What,
on your Aspire jobby?
Yeah, 2mm, but
you can get a 4mm tank, can't you?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah.
If you know what to do. If you know where
I did, as soon as these arrived, the first thing I done was take the pod out and just tried to work out how to take the reducer out, but it's sealed in there. I think it's plastic welded in there or something. So yeah, that's it. That's all I've got for you.
Sweet.
On to John. Does it work that way?
Yeah, it works that way. That works.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Same. I'm drinking this. This is my least favourite brewdog, Indie. It's not. I don't like it. It's just boring.
I agree with you.
It's their Pilsner, isn't it?
Pale ale.
Oh.
No, it's boring.
Boring. I will interject and probably say it's the 4th worst beer, because they do make an alcohol-free and a vegan beer, which should rank lower than that.
No, because Vagabond's not that bad. I didn't think you'd know. Oh, not Vagabond. Vagabond's gluten-free, isn't it?
Nanny State.
Gluten-free.
Yeah, I've not tried the vegan one. Nanny State I've not tried, but they do it. And they do, what's the one? What's the session IPA? I'm not that. That's okay. It was better than that.
What? The Cybernaut?
No, that was the newer one.
Oh, I didn't see what I was drinking.
Oh, sorry, man. Go back, RIAD. What are you drinking, man?
Don't bring the mood down.
Pepsi Max. Good man. He's taking it.
Taking the cap off every time you go for the cap off.
Yeah, of course. You got to keep the bubbles in. But of all the colas, this is my absolute favourite. So
good to hear it. I like the vegan one personally. So that's the beer on, but I'm going to be swapping it out for Elvis Juice or Punk in a minute. I thought I'd change it up. I'd do something different. I've got the Geek Vape Aegis. The kind of, this is one of the testers they use in the shop, but I like it.
Good, isn't it?
It's hard. You can knock a nail in with it. On top of that is the Karma. And in that 50. I've got one of the PC coils in that 0.31 coil, 56 watts, pistache 25 milligram. That works quite well. And gone. He's disappeared. And the other thing I've got is Smart Guardian 3, and on top of that is a Dvar 16, and in that is Crack Current. I've moved my mic today because Phil said that I didn't sound loud, so hopefully it's a bit louder. Richard, we vaping, what are you drinking?
Okay, so drinking this Kronenberg.
It's one of my Mrs. John's favourites.
What year is that? Is that the 1664?
I went for the 1664.
Yeah, that's the best vintage.
That was a very good year, that 1664.
Slightly overproduced considering they're still selling it.
Yeah, it's aged really well.
Can you imagine when they first saw the cans? And we went, how the fuck did you do that? And they were, no.
I asked the lady, is this out of date? She said it wasn't. So I bought it. That's in here. That's a drink. And I've got this. I'm still rocking this. I still think there's something in this purple to purple situation. I really like this MVP5. I think it's.
I'm beginning to think you're colourblind.
Here's a fucking horrible colour.
Good.
Yeah.
I've dug this out as well. Cream soda from Jeff Ferrari's.
That is now very vintage because you can't buy it anymore. So.
Wow.
You can buy it from Alpha Vape. Still got a couple of bottles left. There you
Go. Are you online as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the website?
www.alphavape.co.uk. You can also find it if you look up our competitor that's 2 doors down that decided to open up a shop. We stole his domain, so you can find it via his domain as well.
Don't bother with that. So www.alphavape.co.uk. But I know Dr. Nick is always after that, so you go over there and buy some.
Or send me a message now.
I don't think that's about the liquid, to be fair, Nick. I think it's something else. You deal with that later.
So that's the thing. I've got, this is really naughty. I've only just realised I'm live on telly. I've put this sub-tank on this squonker. Fuck it.
It works.
It's working fucking great, yeah. I forgot, it's the new Snore sub-tank. It's just a 30-watt sub-tank. It's quite old school in a way, but it vapes fine. It vapes very well on the Basium. It doesn't squonk very well, but it's working fantastic.
Have you got liquid in the bottle as well?
Yeah, so when I run out, I just go...
Yeah. I thought that like a screensaver. You just sort of go, Oh, spirit level. That's what you could use it for. Vape and spirit level 2 in 1. Perfect.
There's legs in that.
So.
If this was a proper refilling
just
bottle,
a bubble.
No, if this was a proper bottle, it's like a mobile dripper, isn't it? 'Cause no one likes carrying an extra juice bottle around.
Yeah.
That's not a bad shout, actually.
Reinvented the squonker.
There's legs.
Well, not really.
There's legs in
like, wow.
Shit nobody wants. Right.
And also Nigel's brilliant SVB. His brand new one. Ooh, it's really good.
What have we got on top of that? A Spy Nautilus?
A Goon 22, and Pistache from Just Add Nick. Anyone that's not tried Pistache, get some Pistache.
It does get better and better.
I've not tried it. I also have one in Nigel's.
Yeah.
Cost me £16.
Talk to me after the show, Ria. Give you a 5-finger discount.
That's right. I'll give you a finger, and you can just give me some.
Good. That was what I meant.
So that's the thing. Let's slide in to looking at this week's news. Okay, an eye on the news. John.
Yes.
John, what's in the news? You wanted to follow up on Massachusetts.
Oh, it was up to you. I was going to do. I didn't know who was doing. I didn't know if I was doing the links that we'd got. I was going to start from the top of the links that we've got.
Do what you want, and
I was going to go vape juice kills kids. Can kill kids. USA
That sounds
Today.
Terrible.
You let me know when you're on the screen, young man.
It's on screen now, so it's USA Today, isn't it?
USA Today. Vape juice can kill kids. A vaping law's slow rollout left them at risk of nicotine poisoning. Federal making up words. Federal regulators this year stepped up efforts to protect young children from a deadly vaping threat. Accidents
Those bloody
involving
Federals.
Federals. I used to like Federals, but
Federali.
I prefer Bourbons. That's a terrible joke. Accident.
Fucking hell.
I have to go again. Federal regulators this year stepped up efforts to protect young children from a deadly vaping threat. Accidents involving liquid nicotine in bottles with enticing candy colours and flavours. In February, the Consumer Product Safety Commission sent out notices about a safety requirement that had previously ignored. In addition to child-resistant caps, vape juice containers must dramatically limit how much they can spill out of an open bottle. A vial can contain enough poison to kill 4 toddlers. I don't know where they found the 4 toddlers to test that on. But 9 months later and nearly 4 years after a federal law called
Probably
for
a playground.
call for flow restrictors, dangerous and illegal bottles remain on shelves across the country. A USA Today investigation has found. This is just shouting "Save the children," isn't it? Because we had it
of crap.
Yeah, we had it on the regulation, but we had it on the TPD, the flow control, and then when the TPDR was published, it was removed to an extent. We all used drip tops anyway. Are child-resistant caps? Oh, they are. If it contains nicotine, it has to have a child-resistant cap. But ludicrously for me, if you've got a short pill, it doesn't. I find that really weird. I'd just done it anyway.
I think if they'd have said that the lack of pre-regulation of vaping has led to this problem, even though it's not really caused any issues,
no,
they would have had some legs, because they're right that when we acted in Europe and had the TPD, it was a set of measures, preempting any potential problem. America just didn't. They didn't even try and put in any kind of safety features, did they? It set the age limit.
And to be fair, most responsible retailers and creators were way ahead of that, with child-resistant caps, tamper-proof seals, lots and lots of things that we were industry standard.
It goes back to the self-regulation that we spoke about previously.
It's one of those funny things.
It's a non-issue, though.
It is a non-issue. I don't think I've ever. I will say, dogs are incredibly susceptible to nicotine. Children, not so much. And you have got bleach in your house.
Yeah, but a dog isn't going to scoop it up and pour it down its neck.
No, it's
going to bite into it anyway.
Yeah, that's true. And we have bleach in our cupboards, and we're all fine with that. And we keep that away.
Toilet duck comes out really fast.
It doesn't taste good either.
That news story only made it onto the show because of the next story, in a way.
Right, and the next
one is also from
USA Today. Yeah,
also from USA Today. 36 hours later.
Here we go. With the headline.
Here is this article.
Don't destroy the nicotine vaping industry, says USA Today. The vaping community is in crisis for all the wrong reasons. There has been a torrent of bad news over the past few months. Well, I mean, the last 3 days. Regarding illnesses and deaths caused by illegal vaping products. It has caused the government to do what the government does. Respond to hysterical media coverage. With ban first, ask questions later mentality. When President Trump announced his support of a flavour ban on nicotine products in September, he was under the impression that vaping in general was killing people. Today, we know that the focus of the Centers for Disease Control investigation is not store-bought nicotine vaping products, but illicit marijuana oil cartridges containing a dangerous contaminant called vitamin E acetate. Yeah,
Yeah, so they basically, saying what everyone else has said. So I should say, actually, that article came about 36 hours before the bad one. So it was the good one first, then the bad one.
Oh, okay. That way.
So I don't know if they, received communication from some large companies.
They more than likely just noticed there was a downturn in the number of clicks they were getting.
I
And
think-
thought, shit, we better do some clickbait quick.
Yeah, my theory and my point for the last sort of year has been both of those articles will have got a nice amount of clicks, and it's my point with showing both of those from the same publication within 36 hours is I don't think there isn't an agenda from the media. I literally think it's as easy as a vaping horror story gets clicks.
Yeah.
And,
we didn't to say, because I've got another one next, and one of the obvious ones that will be missing from tonight's news is the Trump Roundtable, which happened last weekend. It is barely worth talking about because it was just nothing came from it. Just screechy people in a circle. It was such a weird thing, and I saw everybody took it a different way. People, I was really positive, and
it was only a discovery meeting, wasn't it? It was only a chat.
Yeah,
I found it very hard to watch, though.
Yeah, he looked baffled all the way through.
Just the stupidity. Well, no, it's not stupidity. It's the ignorance and how much they're pushing to get a flavor ban, and even though they know, and you know that they know that it's not. The science behind it isn't what they're expressing.
No.
Yeah, I mean, that's one nice thing that came out of actually for the people in our industry that watched it got to see the lobbying in action in a way, because we've known for a long time that Juul have been lobbying governments to ban flavors, to add restrictions, to make it only pods, to make it starter kits only, all that kind of stuff. Anything that advantages them, they've been lobbying. So it's nice that the wider industry got to see how they operate in those sort of meetings.
I love the bit where Juul were making a point of banning flavors and stuff like that, and even though it damaged their industry, and Trump asked, "How well? What's it done to your industry?" And they said, "Well, it tripled their profits."
Well, they didn't say it, did they? That he
No,
was
someone
given
else
that
said
note
it,
by somebody else.
Greg Connolly, wasn't it?
Yeah, he just said, "Well, yeah, they're doing all right. Don't worry about it." Because they said, "Oh, we got rid of our most popular flavor," and they went, "What?" And he said, "Oh, okay. What's your most popular flavor now?" And they went, somebody said, "It's menthol." And they said, "Oh, so you're losing money?" And they went, "No, no, they're not. They're making more money than ever."
Yeah. So it was, although interesting, like you say, absolutely nothing actionable has come from it.
No, it's a real shame, and well, we're going to trip on to the next one in a second because
Massachusetts follow-up.
Yeah, it really didn't happen because this was only just after the round table. This is from the Wall Street Journal. We've gone with Massachusetts enacts US's toughest flavored tobacco ban. The prohibition on flavored vaping products starts immediately, while menthol cigarettes will be banned starting June 1st. Obviously, you don't want people to quit, just like cold turkey. Boston, Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker signed into law, which is what we predicted last week, the nation's toughest prohibition on flavored tobacco, including a ban on menthol cigarettes. The new restrictions will put Massachusetts on the forefront of a national crackdown on flavored tobacco in an effort to stop young people from developing tobacco habits. At the federal level, White House support for a ban on sweet and fruity cigarettes appears to be softening after President Trump last week said a prohibition could have dangerous consequences. The funny thing is, it's now taken out menthol as well. So Juul's, they got rid of mango, and then mint became the most popular. They got rid of mint and brought in menthol because they thought it was going to be safe, and Massachusetts banned menthol as well from vaping products. So that's gone as well. There's a really weird addition to this because, as I've said on the show before, one of our popular brands, Casadega, can only be one, etc., is made in Massachusetts, and that's no problem. The export They haven't touched it. So we can still export. We can still get it because it was going to be a problem even with zero nicotine products. But exporting out of state and out of the country, not touched at all.
So in brief, what have they banned?
Ban all flavoured nicotine products.
Sale of in Massachusetts.
The sale of in Massachusetts, yeah. And the use.
They do realise tobacco is just a flavour.
And the use. Not just the sale, the use.
How can they can't even. That's just. That's just.
That's when I call that fuck up 6 words from Sunday.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, well, it's funny because they felt they could police that, but they knew they couldn't police the postal system. So you kind of in this really weird thing, really, because it would just become a fucking nightmare. If there's anyone in America in the chat, make it.
But this is partly happened so quickly because of the Trump stuff. Because the states don't want to leave it to a federal level; they want their own rules, and that's
and he did leave that gate wide open at the roundtable. He said states, he's quite happy for people to make up their own bullshit and use that.
How the fuck do they intend policing that you can't?
They don't.
They're just going to take out the shops.
They're not going to waste any resource. Say, can I smell vanilla? Can I smell fucking mango? Next thing, you're going to have teens shot in Massachusetts now because a cop pulled them over and could smell mango.
It's really the one thing though. That, I'm happy to piss me out. We always have to keep going back to this point, but it is true. There are hundreds and thousands of people being made unemployed through fucking ridiculous regulation, and we are on your side. We're not laughing. It's shit. I'm very sorry that you're in this awful position with your fuckwit governors, and but that's the way it's landed, sadly.
Gareth Martin has a wonderful comment in chat. Police sniffer dogs trained to smell custard.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah,
that might have been like maybe they were ahead of their time. Rhubarb and custard. The cartoon in the UK. Maybe that's what it was about. That was quite good,
really. Can we just hear it play out? Can we just play the full? There you go. That was it.
It's beautiful. It's definitely adding value.
I know.
Right. Since you've piped up, Rick, we do, as the official guest of this week, need to interrogate you. Intensely.
Wow! What we got? Where's the light?
We need to find out more about Ric RIAD. We need to ask you some questions.
I think everybody needs to know what they need to know about me.
No.
There's secrets about you.
Yeah, because as I was saying to John in the week, we don't know the real RIAD, the business tycoon, multi-shop owning RIAD.
Obviously, I am
not just a hat stand. You have 4 shops in Scotland.
Three shops.
Make your mind up. It's a fundamental business premise to know exactly how many properties are on your book. So you've got 3 shops in Scotland.
3 shops.
So Denny.
Yeah, that was the first one. Kilsyth, which is sort of closer to Glasgow. And then Falkirk.
I've heard of that.
Falkirk's the one. So, when we first set up, we had a mission and we had a business model of targeting towns and villages with like 8,000 to 10,000 people and no other vape shops. And then we thought we'd try a hand at a bigger town with competition. It's getting there.
So, are you sticking at 3?
No. Oh no, we're growing. We're going to grow. Yeah.
So you're scouting locations.
I think we've got to go back to the start. I think we've kind of flourished him into the mainstream there as a tycoon.
Go on, John. Take it.
What did you do? What were you doing before? What were you doing before the whole to Scotland?
Where do I start? Review.
Just go for one job.
You had some wanky job in advertising.
Okay. No, I can start right from the beginning.
No, let's not do that.
I bet you're a heavy baby. £9.3.
I don't know how
you don't
heavy
know what
I
you
was.
weighed as a baby.
I was 12 pounds.
If that's what if you take an interest in how much you weighed as a baby, then fuck.
I suppose you have to track down your parents first.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Well, it'd be on the adoption records anyway. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. Would it?
Probably. I mean, they've got to cover their tracks somehow. They can't just make up a number.
It's on the inside of a pack of Benson.
Freedom of information, Rick. We can find out.
They sold babies by the weight. So.
Let's go back. Right. What did you do before you did it? Before you went to the vaping?
But before I even marketing and graphic design.
Right. And then you got to obviously you met your wonderful other half at some point.
Yes.
She's a bonny lass, is she not?
She is Scottish. I met her on.
She's Scotch.
She's Scotch, definitely Scotch. Yes, I met her on Plenty of Fish when that website was a massive thing. And then, yeah. I was doing that job at the time when I met her.
How did the idea of opening a vape shop start?
When I started reviewing.
Yeah.
Still got my first review. It's on my channel. And I call myself Pixel Vape, which is fucking... I don't know. Sounds like I'm targeting towards an audience of kids with that name. It's not very interesting. It's just like a fun name. And then...
it was all right.
And then the explosion came when I got headhunted by Kelvin to go on Vape Talk UK. That was the explosion. And then, yeah. And it's the next logical step, really. I left my job because it was fucking shit. Well, the job was all right. The boss was a cunt. So I left my job, went to work for a vape shop in Bournemouth called The Grumpy Monkey with Sean. Sean's one of what I consider a really good mate of mine now. He was my boss. And the time came where Jenna fell pregnant. We had a daughter and we had more support up here. So... decided to move. Jenna's dad had an interest in vaping as well, so we both decided to club some money together and just try it out, see what happens.
Nice. And then you were on the up and up from there.
That's a tough little period, though, isn't it? Well, waiting for a child to appear and setting up a business.
No. We had the child before the business. We had the child, and we lived in England for 2 years before.
We don't want a Scotch baby. I get it.
Or 1.5 years. 1.5 years before we moved up here. But yeah. But we've always had the ethos of reinvest everything.
Yeah.
Every single profit, reinvest. And then eventually when we get to like 10 shops, which might be a thing, it depends what regulations get put in, then I will sit on my fat ass and do fuck all, which is the goal.
And
there'll always be something, won't there? When you've got
let's 10. Just shift as well to the invention of the Alpha 3. I assume it was invented out of a need at the time, of an idea.
Not really a need. Well, yes, a need. I just got fed up of customers leaving pliers and scissors and shit on the counter.
Trying to open bottles.
Yeah, and it was purely designed for me. We were trying it 3D printed. We were trying to get one that worked as a 3D printed one, and it didn't work. It just kept snapping. But at that point, we had Johnny who had a 3D printer, and he was doing like the rapid prototyping for us. And I can't remember how long it took. I think it's like 3 fucking months to redesign a bottle opener.
Well, I think we started talking in February last year, wasn't it? Was it this year or last year? This year. February?
It was this year, yeah.
This year, February. Yeah. You sent me. We were chatting, and you said I've got this idea for a thing, and then you sent me the picture of the prototype.
Picture, yeah.
And
and then you said,
"You loved it straight away, didn't you?"
Oh, I thought every so often somebody comes along with something. I'm old. I've worked like 20 years, so some in every industry I've ever been in, somebody show you something, and you get it straight away what they're doing, and I was like, well, I'm definitely in on this. You're mad not to get in on it, and so I said, I said to you, 250 or something, and you said no.
Yeah, no, I was shocked. I was shocked at 250. I was like, what? Are you sure? No, I even asked you if you're sure.
Yeah, no, and I said, no, that's what I want.
Yeah,
and it kind of went from there for me.
Well, no, I think you asked a question whether we could hit that price, but we'd already got the price in. It was a really. It's really great when you work with people in the industry who know business, just generally, nothing to do with vaping, just know business. And I said, what
what are we talking cost? What do you want the RRP to be? And I said, yeah. No, okay, that's fine. And we were both, yeah. And I said, yeah, that's no problem at all.
I mean, the crazy thing is, in after I've spoken to you and spoken to a couple of other people, I was like, right, okay. In my wildest dreams, I want to sell 10,000. Like that would be enough to make me happy. And you know, 50K, I think was the last count.
50,000. Wow.
They're still available at Evolution as well.
So Bert, so you've come up with this idea, and a few people think it's good and that, and you decide to go ahead with it. But how did you find a manufacturer?
Okay, my brother deals with China a lot with his business. Oh
wow!
So my brother makes he's got a running website. Believe it or not, we couldn't be more different. You know, I'm a pudding. He's a runner. So he's got a running website, and it's an internet. You log your times, and you get sent a medal.
Right.
People pay £12.50 or whatever it is for
it's like a club thing.
Yeah, and they get a medal and a certificate. Oh, he's raking in the cash, right? He's raking in the cash. And
so the company that made the Alpha,
it's the same company.
I've never made vaping products before.
No, which was great, and I preferred it that way because it sort of kept the clones at bay for a little bit longer, you know. Mm-hmm. The clones come out, and we basically Evolution are just running everything to do with the Alpha now.
Yeah, a lot of people. We've I spoke to James a fair bit over the years. I know you have too. I've quite a few of us have in the vape industry. James Burr, who owns Evolution, just a proper boy done good. Whenever I talk to James, I'm always chuffed with him.
He's a proper vapor. I think that's the key. Yeah,
love seeing James at stuff. How out for dinner at the big dinnery thing in Expo the Return. And he's just a nice guy.
I mean, the good thing is, James could have completely fucked me over, but he loves to see his mates and what he considers his friends do well.
Yeah,
and which is great. And he did push the product, and he was the first distro I spoke to. The first order was relatively small. The second order was fucking massive.
and he's gone, and he goes out to fight for you as well.
People don't realise how big they are as a distro. I think that's because people see that because they've made such a good job of fronting the shop, as a website. People think it's mainly direct to customer, but they're a huge wholesaler, aren't they? So.
Yeah. I use them at the shop, get their stuff in. I've got their 10s in. James, because it's James, and because I've dealt with him.
Find out through the saver what their kind of size and numbers and
absolutely, yeah.
So that's cool. But I want to know more about shop life. Are you still daily in a shop? Or...
Yeah, two days off a week. Well, every other week it's 3 days off, but 2 days off a week. But that's only purely because of Molly and Jenna's working pretty much full time. She does 4 days a week, so I need a couple of days with Molly. As soon as Molly goes to school, I'll be back in full time because I don't like paying staff that don't need to be paid. Essentially,
you are a Scottish after all.
No, I just rather the money in not my pocket, but the business's pocket, so we can expand quickly.
Did you in the shops? Did you feel the hit with the negative press?
Yes, completely.
Everyone I've spoken to has said that.
It didn't come to a month after, the first report come out
with the oil-based death.
Yeah. But there has been a hit. It's on the increase again now, which is good. But I think that's damage that can't necessarily be reversed quickly. Once people make their mind up that it's bad for you. You're pretty much fucked because they're not going to come in and talk to you about it. They just made their mind up, and that's
it. Must be tempting to just put that Public Health England tweet on the window.
There's so many things that are tempted to put on the window of any shop, and then you have to talk to somebody and say, "Can I?" And they go, "You can say that, but you can't say that." You go, "Okay, fine."
So, John, you've got a shop now as well. So both of you, I guess we could do best and worst thing about owning a vape shop.
I can do mine because I did mine earlier.
I guess it's arguing with people that won't be convinced.
Told.
I guess. Yeah.
Mine was the one I had earlier, which was you've got a product in. This is just a personal gripe. Somebody, I can't even say exactly what the product is because it'd be a pain. But they messaged me and asked if I've got this product. Yeah, we've got that. What colours have you got? And there was only 2 left. They said they're these, and they said, yeah, I like it. I really want one, but I don't want that colour. And I was just thinking, I don't care. I don't know what do you want me to do? Because I wouldn't care if it was me. I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fine. But it can be. But it's that thing somebody's got in their head, and it's daft questions. The same person said to me, "What wattage does something else?" They were using a stock coil, but they said, "What wattage does another mod go up to?" And I said, and it was a fixed wattage, and I said, "Oh, it's fixed at 23," and they went, "Nah." I like to vape at 43. I don't even know what that means.
It means they want to vape at 43 watts.
But I just went, okay, because I know there's no point arguing with that. It's just fine. That's true, because it doesn't make any odds. What's your one?
It's always a difficult one. I think the best thing is obviously the majority of customers. Like we've got a customer base, especially in Denny, and in Kilsyth, where we're pretty much a local shop, and they come in for what Scottish call talking, a conversation, a blether. So they come in for a blether, and it's great, and you have good banter, and we've got a pirate that comes in. In fact, the pirate done a delivery down to Evolution, the big delivery, because we weren't going to pay 400 quid for DHL to deliver them. But yeah, all the characters. The worst thing, having 5,000 different smock coils on the shelf, and no matter how many different smock coils you got, there's always one customer that comes in and asks for one that you don't have.
Do you ever get? I had a chap in a couple of weeks ago, and it was just. I like to try and get a feel for what I think they're going to like, So I kind of go, "Do you like menthol?" And they go, "No." And they go, "Cool. Do you like custards?" "No." "Okay, fine. Do you like baked goods?" "No, not really." Just trying to get so I can kind of narrow it down because there's no point getting to
just
try
go.
everything.
What do you like?
Yeah, it's more complicated than that.
It's not always the case. They won't say, "Well, okay, I like everything," and then you go, "Do you like fruits?" "Nope."
No.
Oh, for fuck.
But the guy I had in, every time I asked him to try something, every time he explained something, I thought, "I've got it." I'd get to try something, and he'd go, "That with more cinnamon." I don't know what that means. Just go,
like you can control an amount of cinnamon.
Some cinnamon.
What it means is
every single thing was yes, but not that. No, yeah.
What
and
do
then,
you want me to? Yeah.
And every time he did that, his partner just said, "He's dead picky." I was thinking, he's dead fucking annoying is what he is. That's what that man is. Fucking annoying.
Very good. Well, we'll come back because Tales from the group this week is bad advice. And a vape shop is probably the cultural hub of potential bad advice. So we will come all the way back to that.
Can I just say there was a question from Johan. He said
you said definitely Johan.
Johan. That's a fucking weird way of spelling John. You said last year you was gonna put more content on your YouTube channel. What happened? Life.
Life happened. Hashtag RIAD. I just loved it. The first time I ever saw it, I was like, you have to keep doing this. It's so good.
All right, okay. So the type of person I am, John, if you've not realised already, is I like to do things, and as soon as I can do it, I move on to the next thing.
I agree. I know what you mean.
I'm very restless in I got a proper VR headset for my PC and everything. Done it, sold it. You're talking like a 400 quid item. You literally lost 25%.
There is a more general background question, so we can get away from the business tycoon and more to get to know the psyche of RIAD.
I thought we were moving on to something else.
Oh, right.
Go on, Brad.
Are we?
Go on, Brad. I'm
Go
intrigued.
for it, Brad. Go for it. Go for it.
I'm intrigued now.
Well, I don't care if anyone else wants to know, but I want to know. What's on your grocery list behind you there?
It's not actually. It's it's the bin schedule of when the bins go out.
Oh,
How long have you
boring.
lived there?
I
Sorry?
need that.
How
I
long have
need
you
that.
lived there?
When you've got 15 bins, you come and tell me you remember them all. No, we don't have 15. We've got blue bin for bottles in cans. We've got a burgundy bin for cardboard. We've got green bin for rubbish. We've got a brown bin for garden waste, and then we've also got the food bin.
Yeah, I'd need that writing down. That's mental.
That's mental. 3 bins is enough.
Yeah, that's crazy. Right. Brad.
Yes,
Brad,
darling.
let's very quickly pull this up. You found this in the week. Popular Mechanics website.
Yes.
On screen now, mate. What's this?
As most of you are aware, I choose news within two categories. One, positive news in the vape industry, and two, any news item that will trigger John. And I think this one does. There's a quote in this article which will tick that second box for me. It comes from Popular Mechanics. Let's see here. Title is Cigarette Smoking Drops to a New Low Amongst American Adults. According to reports from the CDC and Prevention of Smoke. Let's start that again. Deep breath.
Big roll. Just keep with it. Big roll.
We have already come to terms with the fact that I can't read. According to reports from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, smoking rates amongst US adults has dropped to an all-time low. The report, which released Thursday, found that 13.7% of adults living in America were smokers, which is a decline of about 2/3 compared to 1965. So, like the year after my dad was born, is their litmus test.
Fucking hell. Was your dad in my class at school? 1965? Carry on. My dad's old enough to be your dad's dad.
That will make my father very happy.
Yeah, so's mine.
When the CDC first began records, blah, 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 it's all fluff piece, happy.
Yeah, it's going good so far.
Seems like an article going in the right direction. Here's the quote, which will trigger John just because of who it mentions and who takes credit for it. This marked decline in cigarette smoking is the achievement of a consistent and coordinated effort by the public health community. The quote is from Dr. Robert Redford. That's a fucking cool name. From the CDC director. And I'm watching John's face.
The problem is, I can go into really long streams of bullshit, and I'm really going to try not to.
Condense it.
I will. Basically, every single thing they've ever done has completely failed, and they don't want it to succeed. They really, really don't. There is massive amounts in the UK as well. They don't put up the price of cigarettes to stop you smoking. They put up the price incrementally to keep you smoking. That's not a conspiracy. That's absolutely true. They knew blank packets wouldn't work because it's never worked. They knew that pictures on cigarette packets wouldn't work because it's never worked. They knew the signs on cigarettes wouldn't work because it's never worked. It's really, really simple. They didn't want anybody to quit. They don't want to quit. If they wanted to quit, they'd put them up a $5. Why put them up 30p? It's ridiculous. They never do. It's just a lie.
Agreed, but I am glad that did trigger you because I saw you itching and twitching. Yeah. That made me smile.
It's just one of those things. But that's been gone decades of bullshit from all those things. Richard, we're looking at new stuff.
Yes, we really need to look at new stuff. So let's roll the intro for new stuff.
New stuff and stuff.
Okay, new stuff. John, can we go with the EVL first?
Yes, we can. We have got to be... I've been given express permission from Mr. EVL himself. I know he posted these pictures, the 2 pictures that we're allowed to show on the EVL Facebook group yesterday. But with a cup of hot chocolate, I would say, and a tiffin. I think that's probably tiffin.
On screen now.
And there's an addition to the billet box. There's an addition to that billet box, which is a brand new EVL atomizer.
What are they calling it?
We don't know yet. But the brand new EVL atomizer that does not utilize the borrow tank, but it does fit in the billet box. I'm no messing about, no playing games. This is going to be absolutely huge for people who use billet boxes and people who want to buy this. It's going to be big. It just is. I know.
People that can't see me, I'm just winding you up.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. It's going to be it's going to be huge. John used a billet box himself, and he's designed this to go. And I can't. The thing is, I'm so delicate. I'm allowed to say I've got to. So I asked if I could use that. Let me just check what exactly.
You're like Corbyn. A lot of stuff's redacted.
That wasn't him. What did he say? So the official line from John is, I won't say much, but if people enjoy the vape from a Reaper, they won't be disappointed. So if you've had any of the EVL Reapers and you've got a billet box, this is this is.
So yeah, he's recreating that loved EVL style in a billet box. That's the brief, is it? The mission statement.
Yes, and not using the borrow tank, which I think.
Yes, it's its own piece. If you buy this, it goes straight in
the billet box.
So, quick question for you: would that actually fit in the new doodah that you showed off last week?
In the sun box, John was asked this today, and
it's a great question.
It's the same dimension as the billet box, so
yeah, you'd imagine it would.
So yes, the answer I'm assuming from John was it should, but I don't have one.
That's exactly what the answer was.
Yeah.
This is a prototype, by the way. The reason we've had to use it, so John made a really good point. I asked him if I could. I've got a different picture as well that I couldn't use today. John asked me not to use that picture because it is in scale and could be used by a shithead to clone it. So the reason for the angles on the photographs that we've used today, and the reason they're in with other things is so you couldn't get the scale off that. So
until you see inside as well, you know.
Yeah, exactly. But I totally understand John being cautious.
Oh, yeah,
so I've got
100%.
to be cautious because he's let us do this. So thank you very much, John. And I hope your back's better soon. I hope you're generally better soon. And this is going to be huge for billet box owners. It's going to be massive.
I might have to buy a billet box again.
It's good.
Wait for the reviews.
Yeah, see what happens.
Well,
I know who's getting one.
Billet boxes are on a special at the moment, aren't they?
They are. They got 20% off at Evolution, but I think they were out actually. I don't know. They're out of accessories, but they might have got some BPs. If you'll go over to Evolution Vaping, they've got 20% off Evolution.
When they doing like the brown one for like 250 or something like that?
Well, everything's 20%.
Mark Todd, as always, has asked a question.
I can see that. Big question is, can you remove the deck and leave the juice in the tank? We'll find out.
Well, you've got one, John.
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I will have, but I haven't got one.
Oh.
He'd already leaked it. He'd done it. He'd shown it. And so we would have been daft not to talk about it. But we might be able to talk about it more in depth.
Oh, I thought you had one. You've been sending me all kinds of pictures of it.
That was my penis. It's small and silver. I just didn't want to make it a thing.
That makes a lot of sense now. That makes so much more sense to me now. It's so hard when you're driving. You just get messages. Good. What is the next thing? The next thing. Oh, yeah, right. This might cause... Well, it's the boost that you've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I have... You mentioned the boost to me, and I went and had a look online. Yeah. I don't know if we know what this is.
We do. The Aegis Boost is...
But is it definitely a pod thing, or is it completely just an AIO RDTA?
No, it is a pod. And
definitely, because I've not seen the pod bit. I've only ever seen the RDTA bit.
No, because if you go to buy it in the UK at the moment and you try and buy the Aegis Boost, what will come up is a pod system, but it is exactly the same thing.
So on screen now is the Aegis Boost.
Yes.
And initially, this is a pod system.
Yes.
But what's really exciting about this is it has a completely different adapter where you can rip out the pod and put an RDTA, RBA section in it. Is that right, John?
That is exactly correct. If you go over to SVA World on YouTube, Vinny, who's been on the old IDLO show, he's reviewed it. It was the one before last, and it's 30 quid. I think the Aegis Boost itself is 30 quid. So however much the deck turns out. But the interesting thing is somebody's come out with a variable wattage pod system, and they've come out with an RDTA as well to fit in it.
It's kind of if anyone remembers, Twisted 420 did a really big RDTA box. And it was a huge regulated thing, had a massive 10mm capacity tank, and you dangled the wicks right in. It's kind of like a much smaller version of that if you get this additional tool, kind of.
Yeah, it's with the RDTA, anybody who's watching doesn't know, it's a tank that works sort of like a dripper, but just massive wicks that go down the side.
On their Instagram, they do have a video of the RBA section.
Cool.
The RDTA section, but it's quite tricky. I mean, it looks a piece of cake to build. You just stick your wicks down. I don't really understand from the video how it converts from pod to RDTA.
I don't either.
I don't know where the juice goes.
But I'm interested, and I like the idea. I like the idea of somebody bringing something to market like this.
Yeah, I'm super interested because I really like that style of vape.
Well, I said
pocket
to you,
friendly as hell as well. I
said to Richard, you should go watch this review because this is a pub mod for you. It's 30 quid. I know, but I'm not doing this stupid fucking vape budget bullshit thing because I don't understand. For me, 30 quid would be low. And then we've got the added tank thing. I don't know how much the tank's going to be, but still, I think that's pretty. Yeah, more companies should come out with additions nearly immediately, and hopefully we're going to find out soon.
And Geek Vape have started making really good mods. All of a sudden, sort of this last 6 months. You've got the Aegis X. Yeah, but you've got the dog hair custard version, haven't you?
Yes.
The limited edition one. But it's good, but they're really good mods, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really solid, they're IP67, water resistant stuff, yeah. So
it's got a nice big scratch on the screen, but I'm not made. It was a £5 because young Mark of Toddlington told me 3 mods for 15 quid.
Lovely man.
He also gave me 2 pod systems to give away to customers in the shop, which I did to people who'd got broken mods and stuff.
So I'm looking forward to seeing that RDTA pod system out there because that looks comfy, it looks well made, etc.
I think it's right up your alley. What have you got? You've got
on a similar line. Another new thing this week, newish. The Fetch, the Fetch kit, the Fetch AIO on screen now. Again, it's a pod system, but again, it's fully regulated screen, variable wattage, all that stuff. Very friendly in the hand. Again, coming down this sort of billet box, piggybacking this billet box thing. Smock this one, so it fits the Nord coils that are very, very popular in our groups and things. And this is the Fetch, and immediately on release is available an RDA, but an RBA base, I should say. And it looks piece of cake. So again, a fully regulated 18650 pod system where you can put your proper coils in, and it looks quite good. So that caught the eye. I know that the only reason I brought that up is because the Nord coils seem to be really well.
They do really well received at the moment.
So you can do your own coil or a Nord coil on a fully regulated, quite dinky, quite natty looking thing. I think that's one issue with all these. I don't know if everyone's captured the point of the billet box. Because don't you think the billet box is really, very popular, really well loved, and it's getting bigger and bigger almost in a way.
People with a section,
and everyone is doing all these similar-sized mods and things and
Well,
built in an AIO.
Just like the Aspire, yeah.
Yeah, but isn't the clue in the name? Billet.
What do you mean?
They're really sturdy. They're really...
Well, it is, but a billet is exactly what it is. It's one billet of aluminium.
But all these plastic fantastic AIOs coming out...
Yeah, that's true.
That are the same shape.
There are 1,000 parts, and they're... Yeah,
I don't know if they're kind of missing why the billet box is so loved. Or one of the reasons it's so loved, you know, because it's so
exactly,
solid.
Weirdly, I didn't actually bring mine upstairs, but it... as we said, I was watching VT UK last week, and they were talking about the Sunbox, and there's one sort of argument that just can't lose, really, which is the billet box is a classic. It just is. It's that thing. There's nothing to moan about. It's exactly what it says on the tin, and it is simple yet good looking, and that for me the Sunbox is not. I mean, it doesn't matter that it will definitely break. It is that it's not the billet box.
Oh, we did cover the Sunbox billet box thing.
Yeah,
a lot on the show, and we should point out Mark Todd has now done. I'm right in saying Mark Todd's done a review on his channel. So if you were following that, do go check out that review.
And he has tested it to the max, as this Mark's.
Yeah, he literally flooded an entire tank
on purpose to see what happened.
Semi on purpose. So yeah, that's the thing. I just wanted to really quickly show this as well. Let me just find this. So this is a thing in one of James's new sections from the old show, but they've started putting some really sexy pics up of this. This is the Hussar V2 RDA. They've started on their Facebook like page. They've started putting these really lovely pictures up. So on screen now is the Hussar V2 RDA, and that looks good. Next week we're hoping to look at the 1.5 RTA, which is now hitting people's, coming through people's post boxes. Package is probably too big, but people are getting red cards for the. It is
good looking. The dripper, I do like it. It's kind of old schooly with the heat fins as well.
Yeah, I like the fins.
It's definitely now time. That's the new stuff this week. Let's have a look at Tales from the Group.
Ooh. I'm going to it.
Right. Here we go. No, that's all right.
Fucking idiot. I wasn't looking up.
Ruined the fucking intro.
No, it's okay. It's quite a shit intro, that one. So it's quite good to talk about. Right. While I go to Lou, Rick and John, and Brad, let's go around. The worst advice you've been given as a vapor.
From a vapor, that was the thing, wasn't it? Yeah, by another vapor.
Yeah.
Go for it, RIAD. Let's hear it.
I can't think of one specific one. You'd have to come back to me. I think.
Okay, Brad. Worst advice from another vapor.
I'm going to go back to early days here.
You must have been given some shitty advice when you were doing the Phobic mods.
Oh, yeah.
Their vapors.
From that was fucking appalling. Like, the shit people said they wanted, and I'm just like, no, that won't fucking work. Whatever.
That's that thing that goes back to a camel is a horse designed by committee. You just don't listen to people. Just leave it.
You can't. There's too many chefs in the kitchen, or whatever that analogy is.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go back to advice that I was given and I mistakenly fucking followed. Early days, it was when I first arrived in the UK. I came over here with...
Go back to Africa. Oh, no, not that one.
Well, yeah, I still get a lot of that. Getting more of that lately, though. I wonder why. I came over here with a really shitty fucking pod system from South Africa. It leaked. It was fucking dangerous. It was a shit piece of thing. But it was simple as fuck. Arrived here, didn't know anyone, didn't know any fucking vapors. And it was someone I met in a vape store that I just went in to get liquid. And I was upsold into a Ethereum. Is that right? The Squonker 18650 with a Twisted Messes dual coil RDA on the top. and was very, very briefly shown how to build a coil and sent out the shop. Like, I went from using a pod to having 120 fucking watts and a dual coil dripper on a Squonker. I was just like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. The number of times I burnt myself building coils, electrocuted myself, burnt my lips because I forgot to put the cap back on, was given no advice on ohms and Ohm's law and what the fuck, I didn't know what the fuck resistance was. I would build a coil, press the button and hope the fucking thing didn't blow up. You're muted there, John.
I said, sorry, fuck me. So you're not even checking resistance. You're just seeing if it fires.
I'd been using it like that for about a month before I'd actually met someone else who vaped, and they asked me all these questions. I was like, I don't know what any of that is. And I'd been using the same battery. I'd been inline charging it or in-device charging it. I'd been running, I think the coil that was in it when, the dual coil setup that was in it when I was talking to them and they had a look at it was 0.06.
Not bad.
Yeah, so it's considerably below what we now understand, what now I understand.
That's all right. Fucking crack on.
Have you as one popped into your head, RIAD?
Yes, it is mech related. When I used to vape mechs, and I still get it to some degree today when someone comes in the shop with a mech. This whole positive down bullshit.
Okay.
Okay.
Positive down. The vent holes are in the bottom, so you got to do it positive down. Well, it takes a while to explain it, but obviously positive up, all you're going to get is an auto fire if you got a nick in your fucking wrap. Positive down, you're going to get a fucking nasty accident.
And the other thing is, you can always nick back to. I've spoken to a world-leading battery expert, being Mooch, and vent holes will do fuck all.
Yeah. Well, that's another comment I'll make. But yeah, that's always the one.
Really debatable, isn't it? That whole thing. I go with the manufacturer for like Times Vape. What was their really popular? The Dreamer, the Times Vape Dreamer. Mm-hmm. That said back positive down.
Yeah,
and that was their design. That was the way their button worked. And
I never do. Always positive up. I don't give a shit.
It won't do.
I would rather an auto fire than a
venting batteries. Is it doing what the manufacturer wanted it to do if something went wrong? But a thermal runaway doesn't make any difference where the hole is. Fuck it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to launch it either way.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
There's a lot of squonkers in the high-end world that have said battery down as well, but that's a different kettle of fish because it's a squonker, so you're going like that.
And then you don't have anything that would cause a short on the side of the battery because there's no tube.
Yeah.
At worst, your battery would shift to the left and touch the side of the 510. But even then, if you're positive down, the negative end of the battery is touching the side, which is the negative end of the thing anyway. So then there's no problem.
So it's always a grey area. But you are right.
It's not a grey area.
Shall we trip back to Tales from the group?
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. So we're covering Tales from the group. Have you guys all done one then?
I haven't done one. One of mine is. It kind of goes. It's a good link because somebody Matt Lothian in the group said somebody said I should put my DIY mixes in hot water baths to speed up steeping. That's nothing because I remember talking to somebody in a group who was advising everybody on turbo steeping. I'm using the word because don't worry because I don't use that fucking word, but turbo steeping with short, sharp bursts in a microwave. And I said, don't fucking do that. And then I said, it's flammable. And they said, yeah, like it's flammable. And then I did a video of me setting fire to some e-liquid. And they said, what is that? It's not e-liquid. And I was like, why the fuck? What do you think I did? Went out and dipped the fucking car. It's a flashpoint of 50 degrees, but you'll put it in a microwave, you bell end. Don't put it in a microwave.
But
do not do that.
But so putting it in a warm bath.
What you do is you degrade the nicotine and make it go brown. That's not the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, if you are, you're thinning it.
Yeah.
You're thinning the VG. So technically, I don't know science. I'm not a scientist.
But the reason it's changed colour is
the
the
molecules
warmth on
would
nicotine.
bond. The molecules would bond easier the thinner the liquid is.
Yeah, that in my primary school science mind, you've added all these different juices. Like
Yeah.
so you've got all these juices in, and then we know that they're all molecules, and you want them to start mixing up more and more.
But
so
you shook it.
shaking
Mhm.
starts mixing the mixing process.
It doesn't start it. It starts and finishes it.
Yeah, but shaking it helps.
Yeah.
Stirring it would help.
They're very, very. They're things.
Warming it
all the
up.
components.
Warming it up would help, wouldn't it? Technically,
It would, but that wasn't why they were. The reason, the thing that people get confused with is a colour change with. And I've got to use the word because I'm using it sarcastically, but steeping.
I'm just laughing at Todd's comment in the chat.
Yeah, warm ultrasonic baths, fine, but it's when people are getting things wrong, saying it's gone brown because it's ready. It's not a thing.
What temperature does the nicotine degrade then?
Very, very low, but that doesn't make any difference. Not noticeable. You wouldn't notice.
What
Very
about
minute
people used
changes.
to say leaving the cap off for a night?
Yeah, you'll get. Well, don't forget the nicotine. Well, this is the color thing again. It reacts. To nicotine.
That's the nicotine more than it mixing better. Isn't it?
Yeah. I feel like I'm on a show from 2015.
Yeah, I know. I agree. It's going brown because of that, though. Yeah.
Okay.
And if it's got
fine,
lemon
fine,
in it
fine.
as well.
So yeah, a lot of the steeping myths are that very much just myths.
Riad, you did do the one. You haven't done this one live, but it does say, Riad, this is advice from another vapor. Touch my cock. Go on. We're all vapors. We're all a bit gay. Go on. Touch it. Is what he said. Another vapor.
It's true. It is true. Vaping makes you gay.
Speaking of Matt Todd, he said worst advice he's received is trying vaping with a serious mod. It's awesome. Prick never told him about bumping up the resistance. Nearly killed himself.
Yeah, double it.
My personal one. You find another one on that thread, John, if you can.
Yeah, we'll do.
My personal one was years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I went into a vape shop, just a little close by vape shop, and I went in because I needed an 18650. Just one 18650, and I didn't want to pay the postage on it or something. I can't remember why, but I went in and he didn't ask me what mod it was for or anything like that. I paid a tenner for a blue 18650, but when I got it,
we're
home,
open tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Richard, pop down.
I've
got a few for a tenner.
When I got home and read the wrap, it was actually it was a 6 amp ICR battery, so not IMR battery. It was an ICR battery.
People don't even remember that though. That people used to sell those ICR batteries. Wrong chemistry, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it would literally completely not suitable for anything other than a crazy low wattage
or a torch.
So yeah, sticking on batteries for a second. Do you ever get anybody in your shop, John, that's asked for 18650s for their torch for their bike light that they got from China?
No, I do get seen some. There's one coming up now, which is
that's all right though. You can sort them out.
Oh yeah, that's good. But I just thought it was very, very weird when the first person come in.
How did they know to come in?
Oh, because it says so on their forums. Going to a vaping shop and buying.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're not. They do know that we do have high end 18650, so it's quite clever. Daniel Williams said, a lad I used to pick up from school. He's a cab driver. Sat in the back. He's not a pervert. Sat in the back of my cab and started vaping.
Not yet.
I asked, not yet. He hasn't been caught. I asked what he had. He showed me his setup, a smock stick, smashed to fuck, and held together with insulation tape. He asked me what mods I have, and they told me they're all shit, and he could sort me out with some banging setups. And that reminded me of like the amount of times when 2 bits of advice I always give vapors in the shop. Somebody will they fill up their tank with their new liquid they've just bought, and then they put the tank on. I haven't got anything I could do it with. Oh, I could do it with this. So the tank's here, and they go, And you go, we don't do that. And they go, what? And you go, no, it ain't going to fall off or explode. Just turn it until it stops, then take your hand off. Don't do that. And then they'll say, oh, have you got a battery? Mine's a bit dead. And I go, yeah, you borrow one for a second. They pop their battery out, and out falls this battery with all the wrapping just falling off, or it's all discoloured. There's a rip down the side. There's no insulator, and you go, you need new batteries. That's mad. Don't walk around with that in your pocket.
There's a few funny ones on the group as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris Wash, crack on, mate. It's cheap. I think anyone that's gone on to spend £250 on a mod probably sympathises with that. Ian Schwar, buy the day one RDA. It's a flavour machine. Maybe a little dig at that. RDA. I don't know. I don't remember that one actually.
That was by Dean at Coil Vapes.
I remember that being good.
I do as well.
I did not to Ian's liking.
Jimmy Parker said, "Come and join me hosting a podcast. It's fun."
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to do that joke if you did it.
You've been on that podcast, haven't you?
Yeah.
Most boring fucking 10 hours I spent.
It's
literally
not 10 hours. To be sick every 10 minutes like I was.
Yeah. So. Jimmy's fucking cam wasn't working. Literally, I think we started at like 9 and we finished at 2 a.m.
Yeah, I think
that's the vaguely related podcast.
My favourite memory from
it is. It was fun. It was fun.
It's bi-yearly. Hopefully you'll be able to catch it.
My favourite memory from being on that podcast was doing one with Rick. And same thing, we recorded till like 1 a.m, had shitloads to drink. And the next day I got a message from Jimmy saying there was a bit of a fuck up on the technical side and we only recorded the first like 30 minutes. And I had to go back on the next night and re-record the whole thing.
I have to do this really. I've got to jump. My phone was about to die for no reason.
James Benson. Go on.
I was going to go Dylan Drew just quickly. He said, I remember an old trog saying sub-ohming is not going to be a thing. Cartomizers is the future. We're all going to go back to cartomizers.
I remember Trog on UK Vapors Forum as well. He was a character. But there was a lot of old stuff. Sub-ohming was evil. If you've got nicotine on your hands, you're gonna die.
I remember that. I remember being obsessed with getting nicotine on your fingers.
But there was loads of old stuff like that. So I almost don't hold it against. No. You know, it's like people, not knowing where the moon was. James Benson was told that squonking would never take off.
No, we still don't know, do we? Will it? I don't know. Maybe.
I think it kind of did take off, didn't it? But but you get this skepticism. Every time there's a new thing, you get skepticism, and then it suddenly happens, and then everyone's like, "Oh, fair enough." So that's understandable. But there's some good ones in there. The main one, I don't know if you covered it when I went off, was people going into a vape shop as a smoker and getting a 60-watt sub tank.
We did because Brad got sold a squonker, a mech squonker. I remember back in the old days on SV, somebody posted a video and then can't fake doing it. But they'd got a mech squonker and they went, and they were holding the finger on the fire button. It was a video and it just said, battery's nearly dead. And it was like they had the finger full down and there was a little wisp coming off it. And I instantly put on the comment thread, what do you mean? And I said, how long do you fire it for? And they said, well, till it stops. No, that's not how that works. Don't fucking do that. It's really funny when you explain thermal runaway. You're damaging the battery. You could actually, so it can go from nothing to fuck immediately.
Yeah. I think that's probably the one section within vaping that I've learned more about battery chemistry than anything else.
Yeah, I think everybody does. You wouldn't need it for anything else in the world, unless you made laptops. I think we're on to what we up to next, aren't we?
Yes. Any other business and stuff? Forgot to ask, Riyadh. The Alpha 3. Anything else in the pipeline?
No.
That was a wry smile. That was a wry smile.
No, no, at the moment.
You could, okay, but maybe someday, but not right now.
Yeah, but it'd be a complete different direction.
Okay, cool.
So a bottle cap putter on there.
No, yeah. Well, actually, do you know what?
That's genius, Brad.
I've got one of them, but what?
No. Nothing in the immediate anyway.
Nothing in the short to
what I
medium.
was going to say, because I noticed you stop like half an hour early now, don't you? You stop at
We
half
try
10.
to keep it short and sweet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this has probably been the best publicity stunt you've done since Elon Musk released that fucking pickup.
That was
Good. I like it.
It was done before that. Anyway, no, I was going to say I'm going to try my hardest over the next few weeks to do another rundown just for shits.
Oh,
that'd be great.
definitely do it.
If you do, put it straight on the group.
Try my hardest. It's very hard because I don't actually watch any reviewers anymore. To be fair, the only time I watch a reviewer is when I'm interested in a product for the shop.
There's been some cracking stuff this week if you've been paying attention.
Well, normally I go to like the pros like Matt Cully and
Yeah, very good, Matt.
so
That's
and
what I do as well.
he normally has the good shit as well as the Chinese shit.
Oh, yeah, Connie's just a good bloke. So
Any other business? Any news from
What are you
Jan?
reviewing next, Richard? What are you reviewing next?
Ooh, next I have. Don't get too excited.
I am already. Damn.
Next, the next video, which will be Saturday morning, is, in my opinion, the best mod of 2019.
Oh, I'm going to definitely watch her.
Ooh,
Maybe.
Clickbait City. So
City,
stay
best
tuned for
mod.
that. That is going
What is it? What is it?
well, you'll have to watch to find out. That's
No,
how fucking exciting
you
that
got to
is.
give a teaser. You could at least
All right, I'll give you a teaser. It's not this. The SVB,
give us something it
Squonko, 'cause
rhymes
this is
with.
going to be up on Monday. I'm going to do a special video showing this off on Monday. This doesn't meet the criteria. This is a brilliant mod, but it's not mainstream enough to be in that bracket of being considered for best of 2019. And it's not a product. It's not a mod I've reviewed. I'm looking at it. It's not a mod that I've reviewed already. It's not just like a recap video. It's a review, but it just happens to be coined
Nice.
best mod of 2019.
Good to see you're reviewing the Mullis at last.
I've got PC coils on the way at justadnick.co.uk. They should be arriving tomorrow.
What have you run out?
I've got very, very low, and they're on the way because they'd have to do which one is it? It's not a Frankfurter, so it's a Hamburg. They'd just got back from Hamburg, so they were doing the. I honestly have to do that in my brain because I get stuck.
Don't. That's
mental.
I do.
Peter's worked through the week and got that.
What if the vape was in Hamburg?
Well, then I just think
you'd say it's not a Frankfurt, it's a Hamburg. We're in.
That's what I did. That's literally what I did.
Okay.
So anyway, they're
like
on
that David Beckham joke.
They should be here. They should be here tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have a restock of some liquids next week. But I'll have more info then. Done.
Boom. Can we hype that up a bit? Hang on.
I feel
PC
hyped.
coils.
There we go.
PC coils next week. Any new juices coming?
Yeah, that's what. So there should be some new ones next week. I know. I'm still hoping.
New company or just new?
Not
flavor?
new company, new flavors. Should be. We should have 2 absolutely new things in the next 3 weeks. They should be in the launch
Can you
before
hint which supplier?
Christmas. I can't. I can only hint.
No, that'd be crazy.
No, there's one a totally new supplier before Christmas. Absolutely brand new.
And everyone's going to be very surprised, aren't they?
They are going to be very surprised.
Here's a quick question for you, John. Actually,
Yeah, go for it.
have you ever considered releasing your own line of concentrates?
Told him he won't do it. Lazy.
The thing, it's not that. I'm just no good. Like other people do it so much better that I like.
You don't do it, you idiot.
No, but then I don't want to do that. That's the other problem. But I've always had that issue. I don't sell anything I don't believe in, and I'm not going to use a fulfillment company to do it.
I don't know. I saw you selling a Bible the other day.
Definitely didn't happen.
I've got how well Tesco do off own brands.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, I try to avoid that. I know the things I'm all right at and the things I'm not very good at. I'm not great at that. I can tell if someone's made a good look good, but I'm not making mine. That's
fair play. Was there anything else? Oh yeah, on next week's show, as we said, we will try and have a peek at the Hussar RTA 1.5. We will be joined again by regular panelist Brad, And also next week we have another vaping mogul, another tycoon.
Legend. I don't know who it is, but I'm ready for it. Let's just get some.
Another tycoon of the vape world. We've got Mark Dolan coming on next.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Gorgeous yet very tall. Mark Dolan will be joining us next week with Brad as well as me and John. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, smash that like button.
Smash it. Oh, I've got to hit it yet.
Save lives. Does save
You've got
lives.
one dislike
already.
Ah, that was you.
It wasn't. I liked it. It's got to be. It's got to be Todd.
Yeah, probably. I get it. Fine. Thank you very much for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Bye.
See you next Thursday.
Bye bye.